We will see now some examples that are associated to data changes. To illustrate that, we will zoom in to the right of the screen into the blue transformer area. This is a secondary network transformer with 4 circuits. I will see the data associated to the switch on the circuit, and I see that its code is 000702. I will now see the data associated to this other switch, and I will see that its code is 003095. I will now go back to this switch, and I will change its value to the same value than the other switch, 000702. The system will ask when this change was performed on street. I say on May the 30th at noon. And the system tells that it's an invalid change because the switch code needs to be unique within the model. That's a rule that's defined for this particular internal data. I changed now the change so was no made. So I put now an unused value. Actually, I released the condition because this value in the real implementation needs to come from a third system, from an external system. I check again. Now the value was changed, and I can see the value changed. If I go back before May the 30th to May 20 and regenerates the model, and I see the value of the switch, I still see its old code. If I go back to current date, I see the new value. If I go to the object record, I see the value changed on the 30th of May, 08 at noon. And this is an example on simple data related checkings. I'm now starting a small simple project on this area. So I brought the entities on project mode. I will now try to erase that switch and extend oops, I made a mistake, erased the wrong connector. I will undo and erase that small connector and then extend the other one into the derivation. And I will just try erasing that switch. I will check this change at a date previous to the switch name change. Let's say May 20. And it tells me that I cannot erase that object at that date because there is an associated data that was changed after that date. But if I try validating that project at, let's say, June 1st, that is a valid change. So I will confirm that change at June 1st at 11:32 into the database and accept the change. So if I regenerate from the database, now the switch is not there anymore. If I go back to a previous date, to the change, let's say May 29, and regenerates from the database, the switch is there in its old code. If I go to any time between the code change and the deletion date, like the 30th at 5 p.m., I will see the switch with its new code. And if I go back to current time, the switch is not there anymore. This is a very basic example showing validation checks between associate data, internal data of elements, codes, etc., and the network model and GIS changes, etc. Usually validation checks are far more complex than these, including validation on external associated data, what we call data links, data coming from third systems, and the correlation between internal and external data, and different views of the model, and etc., etc. But we will be happy to answer any question you might have regarding these, or to explore more complex cases if needed. Thank you very much.